My throat is ready to talk about the tea. Welcome to Vintage 𝗲𝗏𝗀 presents a campy imagination in the special series of the month. People of color do not need a white savior.
You don't really act, you don't sing, you don't dance.
What do you mean you don't eat no meat?
Famous for being famous. You don't have any, forgive me.
No other than Toni Griffiths, brand ambassador of Vintage 𝗲𝗏𝗀, model, creative director in her own right, mentor, motivational speaker, multiple entrepreneurship, multiple things. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so like you said, my name is Toni Griffiths. 𝗬𝗖𝗓 Griffiths. I like to put 𝗬𝗓 Griffiths in there because it kind of goes with my whole aesthetic that I have going on with tag and everything.
Yeah.
So I am a model. I am Vintage 𝗲𝗏𝗀's brand ambassador, which has led me to my obsession with vintage clothes and stuff like that. Me and 𝗲𝗏𝗀 have been friends for about 3 years now. So yeah, so not only do I work for him, but he's also like a bestie that I love. And he also mentors me with my entrepreneurship stuff that I have going on too. And I have helped creative direct a lot of his shoots. I've still creative directed shoots for other people. I creative directed fashion shows, actually. So okay. I've done a lot. Right now I'm moving into mentoring for like self-awareness and self-esteem and model mentoring, and how important it is in the industry to do that and to be aware of yourself, especially in this new day and age of spirituality being on the rise. But you want to make sure that you're doing it not even the correct way, because there's no correct way to do spirituality, but you want to make sure that you're not just following a bandwagon, but you're actually, you know, doing it for your own self-help reasons.
Okay, so the thing is, right, most people have known our relationship as a brand ambassador, but I've also said that you were a partner of a name of a company which I shall not mention, of talent/modeling agency. And why don't you tell us a little bit about where
your position is now?
So I have left the company completely.
Okay.
I know. I did try to recruit a couple of models. The models that I did try to recruit, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I am terribly sorry. Because I was bamboozled myself. The situation that I was in was me working with integrity and confidence, and I like outlines. I'm really big on outlines and structure. 𝗲𝗏𝗀 knows this.
Yes.
I'm really big on brainstorming sessions and making sure everything and information is cut and clear, because that's just how I work. People that has worked with me has condemned me for this. The issue was really, and it really bothered me multiple times, was the owner, which I got hired by, or I became like a business partner with him to, you know, basically create the entire, you know, thing or whatever it was he kept saying certain things that would trigger me. He was mad because some of the models did not have money. And granted, that's going to happen.
Money.
In the model
the sweet smell of an all-day sucker.
Industry. A lot of these models are not going to have money. They're not. But I just felt like he continuously tried to whitewash the entire company. But that wasn't the main reason why I left. But that was
hold up,
one
is
of
this person white?
No, this person is black. White people are the ones with money. They're the ones that's going to make us money. Like, you know, this argument is not the first time that I've heard that. You know what I'm saying? So it really fucked with my head, and it really messed with my spirit, to be honest.
Oh, spirit.
Does that make it more professional because there's white models? That's messed up if that's the case. There was this designer, and this designer did not want any black models to walk for her. And I didn't like that.
And I didn't like that. I didn't like that. Then he wanted me to go and talk to this designer.
And have conversations with this designer. And I'm like, why should I have conversations with said designer if this designer is racist? It's clear they don't want black models walking for them. So then I mentioned, so I got a Black Lives Matter mask from you. And I think she's watching. Thank you so much for that mask. I literally wear it every day. I literally wear it every day. So thank you. And I was like, I was joking. I was like, I'm going to wear the fucking mask, the Black Lives Matter mask. Fine. And that's fine. She don't want models to walk on her show. I'll just wear the Black Lives Matter mask when I'm doing business with her. Cool. Fine. Okay. He did not like that. He did not want me to do that. He was like, no, you can't do that. Da-da-da-da-da. You're going to cause too many problems, too many issues, this and that. To be honest, if you don't support Black Lives Matter or then the whole entire notion behind what it actually means, regardless of where the funding is going, you want money, but I don't know. It never really made any sense to me, and it really, really frustrated me. And that was one of the main reasons why I left.
Among other things.
Yes. I've been that model that's been thrown into a set because I'm fair tone. Look at my skin color. I'm not too dark and I'm not too light. So I can get thrown into a group of full white models and I'll be fine. And they'll, oh, that's the black girl. There's your diversity right there. You know?
Exactly. They want you to be completely bald-headed and black, or they want you to be blonde and white and quote unquote Becky-ish. I like
that you said bald-headed and black, because that's how these models are.
No shade to any model who is bald-headed or bald-headed.
Yeah, no shade, but it's just the look that these white
creative
directors want, and that's what pisses me off.
And some people might even question if you're even black to begin with.
They thought I was Dominican or like a Brazilian, like a dark-skinned Brazilian or some shit. Yeah, because I would always wear this. No, because I would wear this curly ass wig, right? And it was like so curly and it was so big. Everybody thought it was my hair. It was crazy. And that was like one of my first like go-to wigs that I would wear. And everybody just thought it was my hair. Like they swore up and down that it was my hair. So when I did photo shoots with said wig, of course they were like, "Oh, look at this exotic black girl." And then I got a feature in this like magazine. I think it's in Brazil, and it's called Squeeze magazine. And they featured me, and they said that I was exotic.
Does race matter in the fashion industry, in your experience?
I think it matters in every fucking aspect of the world, which is so fucking sad. Because I'm gonna give you an example. Think about this, and this is on point example because I'm Asian and you black. Think about the what's her name, Naomi, that just
I do not want to comment.
that fucking she just won, Naomi.
Yeah. I'll probably be nervous when I get there.
She's Haitian and she's Asian.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
But the news does not say that she's Haitian, ever.
What is it?
What
do they say she is?
They always say that she's Japanese. They always say that she's Japanese, and they cut half of her identity out. That's what I'm saying. But that's messed up because an Asian has more value than a black person, and that's what I'm saying. It's in all aspects.
Sorry, guys.
It's in,
oh my god!
Get out! Get out! Yo!
It's in all aspects of the world. It is fucking crazy, but it's in all aspects of the world. It really is.
Anyway, now going back to the topic of white saviors, right? When you think about that term or that description, who comes up in your mind as of recent current events? Keyword.
Exactly. You want to be honest?
Let's just say it. We want honesty from you.
The president of the motherfucking United States.
POTUS.
I know this is going to rattle some people, and I really don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I really want you guys to really think about things. You guys need to do your research on Biden. I'm not saying he's terrible. He definitely was a better option compared to Trump and what we were up against. Absolutely. So I am happy that he's in office.
Yeah.
But what we're not going to do is act like he's going to be our savior. Think about that. None of these presidents has actually saved us from what we constantly go through every year with police brutality.
No, they don't. And none of these political figures do. I think
none of them.
I think he represents, quote unquote, the great white hope, especially because he
was paired with Obama. That's why.
That, and also Madam Vice President, who is half Black and Asian, represents a lot of voices, especially of what's been going on now, you know. So everyone.
But my question is, did Kamala always say that she was Black, or did she just say that she was Asian? I see pictures of her, and she has the thing on her head, the little Indian thing, and you know, and then you see.
Okay, I hate to say this, but she's kind of she's passable. She's
definitely passable. Oh yeah,
She can,
so, and that's another thing. Black women that are passable, I feel like if they're passable, why would they say that they're Black?
That goes back to
that goes back to all races. If you're mixed,
history,
if you're mixed.
I mean, you have to be really woke and you have to be really liberal in order to kind of value culture. So, is there any incidents where it came off as white oppression, racism, or white privilege, an incident in your life that is very worth sharing?
Photo shoot I did.
Not with me.
No, not with you.
Not with me.
I was in a photo shoot. I was signed to an agency in Australia, and we did the photo shoot, and it was a Black designer. The Black designer was cool. I think I told you the story before.
Okay.
It was a Black designer or whatever, and it was cool for the most part. I didn't see the pictures. Pictures came out later on. Okay, so fast forward, right? These pictures get picked up by Teen Vogue.
Oh.
But not my picture.
Oh, okay.
Not my picture, though. Everybody else's picture gets picked up by Teen Vogue. But during the day of the shoot, they did not know how to do my hair. And my hair was just not how it should have been, to be honest.
Okay.
So Teen Vogue passed up on my pictures. I personally feel they passed up on my pictures because I looked too rough around the edges for them. And there was another Black girl that they wanted to use diversity, of course. There was another Black girl that had like this really nice, she was Native American, and she had like this really nice curl pattern or whatever, and stuff like that. And they used her picture and not mine. And that really hurt me, you know, really, really fucked with me because it messed with my self-esteem. It messed with my outlook on life. It messed with like, am I a Black girl that's going to make it as a model, or am I not dark enough? Like that's how I started the question. Do I need to sit out in the sun and get dark to be a model? Like to be dark skinned models are it now? You know what I'm saying? Do I need to sit out in the sun to be, you know what I'm saying? And I think it all connects to the whole thing about
ideals.
Black people in general feeling like the European beauty standard is what's going to save us and make us famous or make us go viral. You know what I'm saying? And even in the film industry too, how impactful white lives are and how impactful their beauty standards are, how impactful their words can be, how impactful what they want is and is valued. But at the same time, what I see changing now is this whole white savior trope and this whole white thing being merged into pop culture, which is Black culture.
Yeah.
So it's a big dynamic, like kind of switch. This is what I'm noticing.
Well,
so yeah, that situation really, really messed with me and made me feel like, it made me look at like a lot of things differently, and it made me really focus on that whole white savior thing as a whole, you know, not just as a person, but in an industry. Like even in hip hop, they're the white savior. They always have that one fucking agent or a producer that's supposed to save you, or, you know, record label, you know what I'm saying? That's going to save you and get you out the fucking hood. Like it goes deep.
9 inches deep.
You know? So that's I think that's what really made me, you know, my antennas go up.
Well, and that's why knowing history and acknowledging instead of erasing is very important. But when you avoid, it doesn't allow space for you to acknowledge and heal and move forward. And sometimes it's not going to be 100% healing and moving forward, because it's like 500 years of damage and currently still going. Hollywood has some sort of agenda to kind of manufacture people. And we were just talking about this
and
the other
build
day.
them, literally.
Manufactured. Do you think that this persona or this desire to of beauty standards like the Kylie Jenners, the Kardashians, and the Hadids, so that's called they're like beauty standards, right, of America apparently, but they're manufactured. Do you think that this manufactured mentality and expectations of beauty exists in the Black community too?
Oh,
or is
yeah.
that just white?
I think it's the most detrimental, and it's the funniest thing, because what happens is these influencers, if you will, I guess, whatever they are, they take a lot of Black culture and emulate it into their own, you know, work or whatever, and then claim that it's natural. Like Kylie banked off of an entire off of her lips that are fake.
Yes. Yeah.
That blows my mind. Every time I think about it, it blows my mind.
I know.
Because it's like, seriously, sis, this girl really went years and years and years without telling anybody, with lying to people, saying that those were her lips.
Yep.
And then she just overdrew them.
Her ass, her face, everything.
And it's like, sis, but we get ridiculed for having big ass lips like this. Exactly. My natural lips, no fucking fillers. My natural big ass lips. Okay, but we get ridiculed for having big lips.
For being natural.
It just doesn't make any sense. I think it does affect the Black community, because we are thinking that we need to fit in this mold of this fake false beauty standard. And in reality, half of those females, Kylie Jenner does not look like what she looks like on those pictures. She don't. Her face is mad bloated, first of all.
As usual, she has the last word.
Girls are getting work done and then lying to the public. I actually talk about this. So I have a podcast that's launching in March, on March 1st, guys. Tune in to Tag Yourself In podcast. But I have a podcast every Monday called Make It Work Mondays, and we talk about this. I talk about this on a second episode, fake positivity, and how it all ties into yourself and Instagram and everything. Like, I go deep. So you guys definitely tune in for that episode.
Yes.
It'll be launching the second week of March, though. The first week of March will be just a normal episode about doors and opportunities and stuff like that. But the second episode, we get really, really juicy. And then the following month, we will be having guests. I will have 𝗲𝗀 up there, my other friend Allison, and some other people that are really dope speakers.
For many colonized peoples, violence is central to their experiences of empire. But violence does not always mean direct physical force.
When you go back to how America was founded to begin with, of course their expectations of beauty aren't people of color.
But you know what? They still got it from Black people, though. They're not going to tell you that they did, but they did. Because the people, a lot of, what's funny is a lot of America's beauty standard is based off of the Egyptians. And the Egyptians were Black, okay? They were not white. They were Black.
No, that's the cradle of civilization is all Africa and
but people won't think about it. It don't make no sense.
Now that we've talked about industry, white saviors, and expectations, we're going to close off with talking about interracial relationships.
Oh, I like this because I am in an interracial relationship. If you guys did not know, I
don't have any question. That's just the topic.
I am dating a white man, and let me tell you guys, it has been a challenge. Not a challenge. I shouldn't say a challenge, but it has been
it's different.
Interesting. It's been very interesting. So I actually met my boyfriend through 𝗲𝗃, so thank you. Yeah, so I went to a party with 𝗲𝗃 one day, and he happened to be there, and the rest is history. We've been together for 2 years. We live together and everything. We have 2 dogs. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with him. But I don't. So going off of this entire topic and everything is very interesting, especially me being in a interracial relationship.
Exactly.
Because it's always the thing for Black girls to be like, oh, I'm gonna date me a white man, this and that, da 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 da. And And it don't even need to be like that. Sometimes it's not even about that person's color. And that's what I realized. Like, I've dated Black, I've dated Spanish, I've dated mixed, I've dated Native American, I've dated some really diverse. I've dated enough amount of guys to know. But this was my first time dating a white guy, right? I don't like that thing where they say that, like, Black women date white men because, you know, it can enhance them. That has some truth to an extent, though. It does. It has some underlying truth to an extent. Being with a white man can definitely change your outlook on a lot of things. I think because of the cultural differences, and that's what I've realized. It also makes your friends look at you differently too. I think that white girls look at me weird when they see me with him, though. That's the thing. I swear to God, I heard this. They were like, "Oh, she's with him." I swear to you, I promise you, I heard that, and I was like, "What the fuck?" So, you know, that was the first time I've ever heard anything. Everything else has been like really nice and stuff like that. Yeah. But you are gonna get looks. You're not gonna always get the best, you know. But I wouldn't say my boyfriend saved me from nothing. No, he didn't save me from shit. I don't like white girls. No, not white girls. Black girls. You know, trying to allude that, you know, white guys are better.
The white savior. White savior.
Yeah, basically. Like I don't like that, because that's not necessarily true. I've met some awesome Black guys. Some awesome Black men that are really, really dope and amazing. I just happen to like who I happen to like. I just happen to be comfortable with
your current significant other.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And we've been together for years, and it feels so much longer than that.
It does come up a lot, whether it's a switch, whether it's a Black man and a white woman, they also encounter issues as well. And it's also fetishized in media. Whether it
is. Well, to me, white guys fetishize Black girls too. They do.
Yeah. For different
Especially
reasons.
if they have an ass, if they have fat. I mean, I have no ass, so I don't know what's the fetishize of me. I mean, I'm just cute, I guess. but some white guys do fetishize Black girls because of their bodies, and they think that we're super nasty too. Same for Black guys. Black guys think that white girls are super nasty and gonna give the best head. Like that's
always something like that.
I swear, and it's just like, whoa.
It's always like alluding to porn. We actually have to wrap up really soon, so we're gonna close off with a few buzz questions, something like that, to like kind of just like close it off. When you see other, now let's see, when it's switched, when you see other interracial relationships, now that you are in one, you know, whether especially a Black woman and a white man, what are you thinking? What's the first thought?
Right now, I'm obsessed. Like last night, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was watching an Asian and a Black YouTube. I was like binge watching them. Now I'm obsessed with interracial couples. I'm obsessed because it's a dynamic that you do see, but when you're actually living it, it's I think it's good actually, because you get to see life from a different perspective.
Yes.
To be honest. Like, my boyfriend is very privileged. I'm not even gonna hold you, and I tell him this all the fucking time. But he's very loud about Black Lives Matter. Louder than me, actually.
Listening in the other room right now.
Louder than me. Even in my building, we were going through some problems. Like when we first moved in my building, I got locked out the house one time, and then I went down and I couldn't find my boyfriend. He was in the gym. And they were treating me so bad. Like I didn't live there. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was like I didn't live there. It was like I was just this Black girl roaming around the hallways. And I got locked out. I used to crash out, and I got locked out. And I had to, and they didn't even let me into the gym to go and talk to my boyfriend to get the key to get back into the house. Mind you, I just woke up from a nap. I looked crazy. And then when I moved to this building, they tried to stop me multiple times because I'm Black, and they're like, "Oh, do you live here?" Da 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 da. And I'm like, I told them my apartment number. They still didn't believe me. At that point, I just went off and stuff like that. But yeah, go to the next question. I'm sorry, I ramble.
No, it's okay. It's okay. That's perfect. What can we do and as business people and as creatives to help stop violence and to stop racism? What can we do as creative people?
Keeping the conversation going. Keep talking about it. I
Yes.
think that's the best thing that you can do, is keep the conversation going and keep talking about it and keep introduce new perspective. I like to talk to open-minded people. So if you are open-minded, then that's great. I feel like stay open-minded. That's how we solve problems, by being open-minded, being able to understand another person's perspective, understand a reason why that they did this, understand a reason why that they may have did that. I think that's what's going to keep us propelling forward. Like, it's the same thing with police brutality. We cannot stop talking about it. We have to keep talking about it until something is changed. So they either defund the police, they reform the police, something needs to be done. But we cannot stop talking about it because it still happens. And a lot of designers feel that whitewashing their entire company is going to make them money, or whitewashing all their models is going to get them to the top. And white saviors are not the key to success. Yes. All white models and all white staff, that's boring. You leave no room for other perspective. You leave no room for other experiences from different races and stuff like that. In businesses, you never know. That's why it pisses me off. Like, we have to keep talking about it. There's nothing that we can do but keep talking about it. The Asians need to talk about it. The Black people need to talk about it. The white people should be having this conversation. And to me, it started with films. Boop. I'm not watching a white savior movie where where Black people die at the end, or a white person saves the day. No, I'm sick of movies like that.
Not only do white people or white passing people need to acknowledge and talk about race, it's very important that people within the people of color communities acknowledge that racism and colorism still exists. And this goes to my Asian people as well. We need to really talk about our advantages. People of color are divided because of the white savior mentality. They want to see Asian people as submissive, docile, not outspoken.
And that's a stereotype.
That is, and it's not true, because I'm really out. I'm talking about race and sex.
You are not an Asian stereotype at all.
I mean, sometimes I have my moments when I'm really into like my super Asian food and my culture.
Right.
But I'm sitting here talking to my brand ambassador, who is a proud Black woman and who's a very successful Black woman, and I'm very happy to be working with you, to have known you, and to continue to know you, Miss Toni Griffiths. Leave off with your plugs, please. What's coming up next?
So what's coming up next, March 1st, guys, I launch my Tag Yourself In, Make It Work Monday podcast. Guys, listen in. If you guys want a weekly dose, basically, of, we dive deep and we talk about self-esteem, self-awareness. I basically will post a quote, and that quote we'll dissect that quote. Basically, that's literally what we'll do. That's how I'm going to do it. I'll post a quote every week and we'll dissect that quote. Other than that, I'm still modeling. I do model mentoring now. I do a lot of teaching. I just taught some models this recent New York Fashion Week. I got them both into a show, 2 models, a boy and a girl. So I do that. So that's awesome. Yeah, I'm all about self-awareness, self-esteem, model mentoring, and modeling. That's it, really. That's literally my whole spill. Yes. So I hope you guys follow me on there. Hope to see you guys listening to my podcast and my YouTube channel. Follow Tag Yourself In on Instagram. Follow Tag the Creative. You can see all my creative directed work there. And then this is my other page, Tag Creates, which is probably will just be changed to just Tag, to be honest, because it's just too many tag. It's just too much.
Just stay tagged in, guys. And
stay tagged in. That's my whole thing. Tag yourself in. Stay tagged in. Like TAG, Toni Lissa Griffiths. That's where I get it, if you guys were confused.
Shout out to all the lovely people of color watching, and also shout out to all the white people too who tolerated this discussion.
Literally.
Thank you, Toni. All right, it was lovely to talk with you. All right,
bye guys.
Bye. All right, people are signing in just as we leave, but goodbye.
Right, of course.
I'm Gonna swing